Can we? Can we win 4 in a row? It's not a bad position to be in, is it? West Ham match preview. Welcome back to another video on the channel, Newcastle fans. I'm back home in England, safe and sound. Probably the most tanned Newcastle fan out there after spending a bit of time in LA. As anyone who watched my last video would know, random people's houses at 6 o'clock in the morning watching the game. Newcastle fans, West Ham on Saturday, potentially looking for a 4th win in a row, which I can't even tell you the last time I said that. Can't believe that I'm saying that. There's not many teams in a relegation battle who are looking at a 4th win in a row, especially in February. I know some teams normally go on a run towards the end of the season when points are desperate. But, hey, I'm absolutely loving it. I was quite happy when Eddie Howe came in a while ago now, back in November. Was it November? I think it was early November. I was quite happy because we knew he was an attacking coach. We knew he was an enthusiastic coach who sort of watched everything and was quite meticulous in how he approached things week by week. And slowly but surely, I think we start to see the fruits of his labour. He came in a difficult time, not a great squad he inherited, a squad low on confidence. We've had the January transfer window now. It was a solid one. And the fact that we're in this position now going to West Ham, confident, I think, quietly confident. West Ham are having a fantastic season, but I think most fans travelling down there in these Dwight Gale Force wins will be pretty quietly confident we can pick something up tomorrow. Even if it's a draw, even if it's just a solid performance, which is all we ask for when we go places like West Ham. Aston Villa was a scrappy one. It was cagey. I won't touch on that too much. I know that's what my match review was for on Sunday, but it was a cagey affair, but we got over the line. I think we looked solid. The most crazy stat for me and thing for me the last 2 or 3 games is how little Martin Dubravka has had to do. And that is not something I've seen in a Newcastle team probably since the Rafa Benitez days. Solid defensively. Dubravka is not the man of the moment anymore. He's not being relied on to save our asses game after game. And that's fair play to everyone. Trippier, I'll touch on in a second, who's a massive loss. But Kieran Trippier, probably signing of the season for me, and that's across the Premier League, to get him for what we got him for mid-season. Lascelles has improved the last couple of games, and he's been massively under criticism. So fair play to him when he's come in, when he's been called upon. Shah is looking good. Dan Burn on Sunday, phenomenal. What a piece of business he could be. And then Matt Targett did well against Everton. I'm sure he'll come back in tomorrow. And everyone's just pulling the weight. And defensively, we've been amazing. And Martin Dubravka has probably stood there between them sticks thinking, what the hell has happened? What the hell is going on in front of me? Because all he's done is been peppered with shots for the last 2 months. And suddenly now we look at a decent defensive outfit. So that's a main positive. And that's why when we go places like West Ham, where they have the likes of Mikel Antonio, Lanzini, all these great attacking players that have been so good for them, I'm not as worried because we've looked so solid. Now, going into tomorrow, I would say I am on the side of the fence of being quietly confident. Not that we'll win, but that we'll put in another good performance and we'll cause West Ham plenty problems. That's what I'm hoping for. We've got lots of attacking threat. If Maximin plays like he has the last couple of times we've gone down to the London Stadium, then we are in for a treat. When we beat them 3-2 under Steve Bruce, he terrorised them in his first season for us. We obviously won 2-0 on the opening day of last season when I think Hendrick scored that day. Bloody hell, Hendrick. So we've had a good record there. And sometimes, I'm not saying it means that much, but sometimes when you have a good record at a place, that can sometimes stick, as we know. Look at how bad we've been at Arsenal the last 10 years. It's a bit of a hoodoo that you just can't seem to get over. So we've travelled well to West Ham in the last 3 or 4 seasons. And I'm quietly confident that we can cause them problems. I think Chris Wood needs to offer us a bit more. I've looked at his stats on the duels he's won, which is great. We knew he was going to be good at that. And I've noticed that when he's played for us so far. He does win a lot in the air. But as a striker, when we're creating chances, I feel like we need a little bit more. He's a little bit frozen for me. A little bit static. He's not making too many long busting runs to get in the box. He's not pacey, but if he's going to win the aerial duels, I think what we also need to do is play to his strengths. So Maximin needs to know he's going to win that flick and make that dart and run, take that gamble. Joe Linton maybe needs to do the same. Joe Linton needs to be there for that man for him to play it off to in the centre. I just think that's what we're lacking at the moment. And that's only going to get more frustrating for Chris Wood because Maximin doesn't always play to his strengths. So hopefully that'll start to gel more and more. The players who play wide for us will realise he needs balls into the box regular and he needs that service. He's not going to be able to create a goal himself. He's not that sort of centre forward. So maybe a little bit more from him in attacking areas. I think Fraser just needs to keep doing what he's doing. I'm looking forward to seeing him play again tomorrow against Creswell. Grafts his bollocks off. One way I think is the best way to beat West Ham is to get up their arses. I think we need a high press tomorrow, which I know Eddie Howe loves to do. If we cause West Ham a high press in the first 20 minutes, we can cause them some serious problems. A lot of calls for Bruno to come into the team. Now, what I think is a breath of fresh air is how Eddie Howe has approached the Bruno situation. How many Newcastle managers can you name over the last 10 years who've brought a £40 million player into the club and resisted throwing them in at the deep end so they can settle? It doesn't happen. We are not a club who has the luxury of putting a player on the bench and letting him get into the Premier League before he's thrown into the deep end. And let's face it, central midfield in the Premier League is the deep end. It's the deepest of the deep ends. So the fact we still have Bruno as an option to come off the bench is brilliant. I like that Eddie Howe hasn't thrown him in. If things are going wrong tomorrow, 40 minutes into the game, 50 minutes into the game, we have a Brazilian playmaker who can come off the bench and help us out. So that's exactly how I would like that approach to continue being from Howe. And if it's not fixed, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And we have won 3 games in a row, so we are certainly not broken at the moment. So in terms of drastic changes in central midfield, why do it? Joe Willock, for me, has played really well the last couple of games. Defensive changes, we all know how devastating it is that Trippier's gone. Looks like till the end of the season, almost the end of the season. He's had surgery, Eddie Howe confirmed today. Devastating. I did a jokey post on Facebook and Instagram about how to deal with the Trippier injury. It was basically just involved cry and cry some more. And I think that's how we all feel. He banged a free kick in against Everton. He looked fantastic defensively. He's banged another one in against Aston Villa. And suddenly, in true Newcastle style, he's done his metatarsal and he's now out for a very long time. So that Newcastle hoodoo, I don't think is ever going to leave us. It's what makes being a Newcastle fan so interesting that things like that can happen. So he is a massive blow. Let's not underestimate that at all. The fact that Manquillo is also injured, that causes us a massive headache back there. I would personally, based off the options, I don't like a centre-back playing right-back. You're more solid defensively, but you lose that threat going forward of any kind. So Jacob Murphy, he's not very good defensively, and I think he would admit that, but that's who I would go for. He's pacey going forward, he likes to get a cross in, and that's what Chris Wood needs, and that's what we need as an attacking threat. Assuming Eddie Howe is going to try and play on the counter-attack to a degree tomorrow. So that's a problem. Lascelles, for me, can't come back in. Dan Burn was just too good on Sunday against Aston Villa. So as much as Lascelles looks solid against Everton, Dan Burn and Shah have to start tomorrow. We need to get one partnership moving forward, and that's the partnership I'd like, because defence is not an area of the field where you want to chop and change all the time. Matt Targett has to come back in against Everton. He looked a natural left-back. It's funny that, isn't it? You play a left-back at left-back and he looks the best. I mean, that's what we've had to deal with. We've had Matt Ritchie playing there who's not a left-back, and we've had centre-backs playing there who aren't that natural neither. So Matt Targett, for me, throw him straight back in. And that's pretty much my team. Joe Linton stays in, Maximin stays in, Willock, John Joe, Fraser, Wood. Let's go, party time. So the only change for me would be Targett and Jacob Murphy to come in. And I've seen no reason why we can't go there and cause them some problems tomorrow. And let's take a step back and take a reality check, Newcastle fans. We've got Brentford the week after. If we didn't get anything tomorrow with a very, very good West Ham team, it's hardly the end of the world. That's 9 points from a possible 12. So if we didn't win tomorrow, I am not going to turn the TV off at 2:30 and think, that's shit, and I'm going to have a weekend ruined. Unless we're really bad, which I don't expect us to be. It's been a very good couple of weeks in a relegation battle for Newcastle United. Predictions, I'm going to go for a ones each. We are looking good defensively. West Ham are always going to be a threat. I'm going to go for a score draw ones each tomorrow. I'm not going to put my balls on the line and go for a win. As is always the case, As is always the case, Maggie, my team mascot, she's been the lucky charm. Every single time I've put her on a video so far, we've won. So Maggie is also going for a 1-1 draw. She's in the black and white stripes, as always. So there we go. This is the lucky mascot that is going to get us out of relegation, isn't that right? So, let me know, if you're new to the channel, Newcastle fans, drop us a like, drop us a subscribe. Let us know in the comments how confident you are going into a tough game tomorrow. Who you think will come in to replace Trippier, who you'd like to replace Trippier. And as always, I appreciate the support. The post I put on Facebook regarding the fan who let me in his house in LA on the Super Bowl weekend has been absolutely phenomenal. It's had about 500 likes, 50 shares. It's gone all over the world. So please, I'm just looking to get YouTube going. So if you like my content, give it a share, give it a like. Tell your friends about Black and White Banter on YouTube. And I'll touch down for a West Ham match review where hopefully we might have 12 points out of 12. Imagine that. That'll be a nice little start to the weekend, won't it? How are we, lads?